Hello and welcome back to Good Ship Cruising. It's me, Jed, your trusted tour guide, and today we'll be taking a look around Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas. Weighing in at around 160,000 gross tonnes and measuring a staggering 347 metres, she was launched as the world's third largest cruise ship back in 2014. Quantum of the Seas has capacity for around 4,900 guests, which is spread over 16 passenger decks. And speaking of passenger decks, let's get this tour started on deck 16. First up on deck 16, you can find the ship's gym, which is named the Vitality Fitness Center. Because of the gym's unique location, there is also some awesome ocean views to be taken in up here. You'll also find the impressive North Star located on this deck as well. Unfortunately, this time round, North Star was out of action and due to be repaired in an upcoming dry dock. At the aft of the ship on deck 16 is another one of Quantum's well-loved activities, the Ripcord and Flowrider. Due to my terrible coordination, I was definitely not taking part in either of these activities, but thankfully there's plenty of great seating to soak up the views. Heading down to deck 15, you will find a variety of public spaces. First up is the ship's Vitality Spa. The entrance is located on deck 15 at the forward staircase and elevator bank. Moving towards the aft of the ship, you will find North Star Bar perched above the main pool deck. This spot has impressive views and comfy day beds, but you'll have to get up early to catch one of these. If fitness is more your style, there is also a large running track that circumnavigates the entire ship on deck 15. And if you can't find a seat by the pool, there's plenty of sun lounges up here to soak up the sun. Deck 15 is also home to another one of the ship's star features, the multi-use Seaplex. This versatile space offers skating, bumper cars, laser tag, and even a hot dog stand. On the upper deck level of the Seaplex, you can also find a variety of family games and even an Xbox zone. And conveniently located next door to the Seaplex is the ship's games arcade. At the aft starboard side of the ship, you will also find Quantum's giant purple mascot. The bear overlooks an impressive rock climbing wall, and if you make it to the top, the views are not for the faint of heart from up there. Moving down to deck 14, you can find the ship's solarium, pool deck and windjammer buffet, so there's plenty to see and do here on deck 14. The solarium is a wow feature on Quantum of the Seas and features incredible views over the bow of the ship. There's even these awesome little wings that extend high over the ocean below and they give you some amazing views. There's multiple areas to lounge and swim within the solarium, which makes it the perfect place to hang out, and since it's climate controlled, it's a great location no matter the weather outside. Just be sure to wake up early to snag yourself a seat. Located after the solarium, you can find the indoor pool. This pool is completely enclosed and perfect for all types of weather. There's also some really cool artwork in here, and in fact, this was one of my favourite art installations on Quantum. Moving towards midships, you'll find the centrepiece of Deck 14, the main outdoor swimming pool, along with the sky bar and the H2O aqua zone as well. And after all that swimming, you've probably worked up an appetite. But you're in luck because the Windjammer buffet is located aft of the main swimming pool. And as always on Royal Caribbean, make sure you washy before entering the Windjammer. My personal favourite feature of the buffet is the awesome alfresco deck, which is located at the aft of the ship. You can pick up some pretty awesome wake views from here. Jumping down to Deck 5, you will come across the majority of the public spaces on Quantum of the Seas. Deck 5 forward is home to Quantum's Royal Theatre, where the ship's cast performs spectacular Broadway-style shows. Directly behind the Royal Theatre, heading towards the aft of the ship, is the photo gallery, schooner bar and a zoomy Japanese restaurant. Up next is the upper level of the very impressive Royal Promenade. This is a signature feature of Royal Caribbean, and Quantum's Royal Promenade does not disappoint. At home in this location is the famous Royal Caribbean Bionic Bar. This is where you can grab a futuristic cocktail made by one of two robots. And opposite to the Bionic Bar on the port side of the ship is Wonderland. This is a conceptual dining experience. Heading to the aft from the upper deck of the Royal Promenade, you will encounter Quantum's impressive butterfly elevator atrium. This space spans the entire height of the ship and is one of my favourite places to look at on board. And speaking of favourite locations on Quantum of the Seas, the next stop is named The Via. It's a transitional space that moves guests from the Royal Promenade to the public spaces located in the aft of the ship. Surrounding a central artwork, which is breathtaking by the way, you will find a series of high-end boutiques, Jamie's Italian and the Vintages Wine Bar. Heading towards the very aft of the ship, you will also come across the next cruise desks and an art gallery as well. And finally, at the end of Deck 5 on Quantum of the Seas, you will find 270, which has impressive 270-degree views of the ship's wake. There's also the 270 Cafe, which is located here as well. This venue is truly versatile and it hosts a variety of events. The space is incredibly immersive for the crowd, and the shows here ensure everyone has a front row seat. And moving to deck 4, this is where you'll find the home to the lower level of the Royal Theatre and a variety of retail stores. And just a little note for getting the best views in the Royal Theatre, make sure you grab a seat on the lower level because I think it has the better views. There is a substantial range of retail on board Quantum of the Seas, and of course you can find plenty of Royal Caribbean merchandise as well. Some of the larger venues in the Royal Promenade include the Harp and Horn English Pub and the Sorrento's Pizzeria, which is another Royal Caribbean favourite. There's some really great sea views here as well. Moving further towards the aft of the ship, you can find a large guest services area located on the port side and opposite to the Bolero's lounge. And finally, 2 out of the 4 main dining rooms are located at Deck 4 aft. American Icon Grill and the Silk main dining rooms both surround a central staircase that leads to Deck 3. Continuing on from the same location on Deck 3, you will find the remaining 2 dining rooms, which are named Chic and Grande. Both venues have their own independent style that reflects their title. At midships on Deck 3 is the home of the ship's Casino Royale, with access to the Royal Promenade via a sweeping central staircase. And our final stop on this tour is the wonderful music hall venue, which spans multiple decks. And as a side note, there is access on decks 3, 4, and 5. So that's it for our tour today on board the spectacular Quantum of the Seas. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. And remember, if you like this video, you can subscribe to my channel because there is plenty more to come. Thank you so much.